A matrilineage is a kinship system in which individuals trace their descent through women. In an utterly exogamous system with two lineages, red and blue, members of red would always marry members of blue. But let's get more complicated. In this example, there are two matrilineal groups. Children born to women of red belong to red, and children born of women of blue belong to blue. While descent is traced solely through women, unions may take place both within and across the red and blue groups, according to a set of specific rules. Important to these rules is the differential status of the red and blue groups. The red group has high status and a number of freedoms. The blue group are subject to the reds, who often own individuals of the blue group and can treat them as property. Women from group red may only form unions with men who are red. Unions between women from red and men from blue are illegal and not tolerated. In contrast, women who are blue may form unions with men who are red or blue. In neither case is the union considered official or binding, as it is when red women have unions with red men. Blue women often have blue lineage men as their first partners, and later red men. Blue women who form long-standing unions with red men often receive privileges they would otherwise be denied. Typically, a red man has a first official marriage with a woman from his lineage. Thomas Jefferson was 29 years old when he married 23-year-old Martha Wales Skelton. Red women often die young. Martha died after only 10 years of marriage. Outliving their wives, red men often decline to marry again, taking a concubine from lineage blue. After the death of Martha, Jefferson formed a union with Martha's half-sister and slave, Sally Hemings. The offspring from his red union belonged to the red family line, while his offspring from the blue union belonged to the blue line. Jefferson had 2 daughters with Martha, who lived to adulthood, and 6 children with Sally, who also survived to adulthood. While the common ancestry may be known, it is not generally acknowledged, and no one considers the red and blue offspring of a given red man to be siblings. To summarize, women of red and men of blue are expected to form unions within the matrilineal group. Men of red and women of blue may form unions across lineage lines, though their children will belong solely to the blue group, that of their mother. In Jefferson's time, as in our own, race was a question of descent and blood. Specifically, race was traced solely through mothers. White women could only marry white men. Marriages between white women and black men were both illegal and unthinkable. Black women, in contrast, could not marry at all, but formed unions with both white and black men. Whether the fathers were white or black, children of slave mothers were always slaves, and always racially black. Relations of property often overlie these complex relations of kinship and descent. For example, in this family, the red and blue daughters of the same red father are further tied together because daughter red owns daughter blue. Daughter Mary Wales Jefferson married her cousin John Wales Epps and brought with her as part of her marriage settlement Betsy Hemings. Though both Betsy Hemings and Mary Wales Jefferson could be described as granddaughters of John Wales, kinship between them was not recognized. After Mary's death, John Wales Epps is widely believed to have formed a union with Betsy Hemings. John Wales Epps was survived by his white son by Mary, Francis Epps, and his black daughter by Betsy, Frances Hemings.